I'm gonna do you a favor and let you in on a little secret, Brock. Okay? Let me ask you something. See this and this? What would you say these two things are?
The first one's an old skull, and that's some sort of metal.
That's where you're wrong. Both of these are just things. As soon as you strip away their meanings, then that's all they really are. Just things and nothing more. And if you're gonna give these things any kind of meaning again, they won't get any of their value because they're someone's precious memory. Their value will be determined by the one thing everybody agrees on. And that's money. The rest of it is just a bunch of sentimental bullshit.
Is money your god?
It's power. Something a lot more useful than God. And Rock, if you think about it, other than this, what do we really value in life? God? Love? Don't make me laugh. Back when I was just a brat, crawling around that shithole city, it seemed like God and love were always sold out when I went looking. Before I knew better, I clung to God and prayed to him every single night. Yeah, I believed in God right up until that night the cops beat the hell out of me for no reason at all. All they saw when they looked at me was another little ghetto rat with no power and no God. What's left for a poor little Chinese bitch to rely on? It's money, of course, and guns. Fucking A. With these two things, the world's a great place.
I wish I hadn't heard that. I'm sorry.
Fuck you. If I was looking for pity, I would have told you something a lot more colorful. The moral of the story is when you're living on the edge, that's all that matters to you, because that's all you've really got. Not everyone can get off on being normal, Brock. And one more thing. All those rich, fat bastards living under palm trees, and bitches who think that life's only about putting on makeup. I don't want to hear you speaking your mind from the same perspective as those hypocrites. Nothing's worse than being treated like some whore by your companions. I'll say this once. The next time you decide you're gonna tell me what's proper, you'll no longer be one of us. When that happens, I'm gonna kill you.
Right. I understand. Revy.
Sorry if I'm shaking too much. But, I love that scene. It's one of my favorites in the show. And it's very moving. And I get with what Revy is saying. And, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If I was in her situation, living in New York, terrible conditions, nobody caring about you at all, everybody treating you like shit, and life's never gonna get better no matter what you do. Which I know what she means on that. I mean, we all do. We all have moments like that in life. Well, obviously, it's even in her case, it's even worse. And I'll be honest, if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't believe in God either. I mean, why should I? When you reach, even when she reached out, all she got was just pain after pain, nobody giving a shit about her. And I wouldn't blame her for not believing in God. And that's probably controversial to say, but I would too. I mean, living like that and that life never getting any better. And people always treating her the same way no matter what. No matter how hard she tried, Even when she reached out to God, she still got her ass beat all the time and treated like shit by her father and everybody around her. And plus that cop raping her later on. So, but her talking to Rock like that, I mean, I get why she's talking to him like that. But I think another reason, because later on in this episode, as y'all know, she kills the entire Nazi boat. All the soldiers on board. She's just human, and her is pretty much not there in that scene, that entire scene where she's shooting everybody. the human's not really there, and she's just a machine at that point. And she's just killing and killing, just nothing there, emotionless. Even her hair is down, and she's just, you can tell she's just a wreck. She's an emotional wreck a little bit after after their little talk on the submarine, the U-boat or whatever. And I think one of the reasons she's like that is because she's never really. I mean, she's had people talk to her like that, obviously, but I think Rock, he does care, and and she's just not used to that where somebody genuinely cares, about her and shows sympathy, really do. They're not lying or making shit up. They really do care about her. I think that's the reason why she has such a strong reaction afterwards, after their talk. And even after this, he still tries to bring it up and tell her, let her know that, he wasn't bullshitting with her. He was, really did sympathize with her. And as we know, the episode after this, it gets even worse at the market where she aims her gun at him. And she's even having an even stronger reaction. And Rock's parents letting his feelings out even more and just letting her know that, not everybody's like that. And it's true, but in Raby's case, most people are, which is true. But she's never really met a person like Rock where he cares a lot and for her well-being and, others around him, not just himself. And I think she just doesn't believe it. And that's why she's having such a strong reaction to it. And she's scared. I think she's scared that she's liking him. She doesn't want to admit it. That's the reason why she's having such another reason she's acting this way around him. She's scared that for once in her life somebody's treating her not differently like the others. And it scares her to think, I think that's why Revy is. She don't really show her feelings, really. She shows it in a different way, but I think, and as you know, this is the first big stepping stone with her and Rock's relationship where she starts to change. Obviously, after the next episode, she 100% changes how she sees him, how she acts around him. Because as we know, Rock is the only person ever in her life who's ever brought out her human side and show the true Revy, where she's acts. I guess you'd say more of her true self than what she realizes and brings out the best person in her that's always been in her, but thanks to other people, it's been buried inside of her for years. And Rock's the only person who truly gets her and makes her feel better about herself. I think that's the reason she's scared, because it makes her feel better about her situation. It makes her question stuff. And Rock's the only person who's ever done that for her. As we know, he's always been there for her. Even in the new volumes in 10 and 11, he was worried about her in jail. He's afraid somebody try to kill her. So, only around Rock, she actually acts more differently. Later on after this, she's more, I guess you'd say, forgiving towards him, and I don't know. She's not as she's not really as angry around him. She laughs and she acts more natural around him. I guess you'd say she lets her guard down around him, and I'm sure she loves it. So, just wanted to do this video talking about this part. And sorry if I'm moving a lot, and also if my explanation is a little all over the place. I had a perfect explanation yesterday when I watched this episode, rewatched it. I just clicked on this episode again to go back to this part. I want to talk about it. So that's all I wanted to say.